Welcome back to the channel, you lovely lot. I really don't know where to start with this one, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just going to keep it as unedited as I can, keep it real and try and explain what happened. So, as you know from my last video, I spent the weekend up in North Wales, Snowdonia, Erie, whatever you want to call it now, and had an absolutely amazing time. So thank you to everyone that watched my last video. But on my way back, I thought I would do a park up that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I can't pronounce it. It's either the Rug or the Rug Estate near Corwen. So I arrived on site and paid £5.24. I know it's a random amount. I think it was the booking fee. And got myself settled in some of the spaces where you were told that you can park for the overnight park up. So parked up, sorting myself out some food, had a little walk around, and then I started noticing things. There was a lot of coming and going in the car park of very young looking people, drinking alcohol, and some of the language that was coming out of their mouths was absolutely disgusting, to be perfectly honest, and shouting, swearing, everything like that, and heading into the estate, which the first couple of times I just thought it was a one-off, but this was going on for quite a while. So went for another walk, ordered some food, came back, and as I am sat eating my food, you'll see the layover now. I looked out of the driver's window, and I'm not normally speechless, but to watch what I describe as a wannabe entitled toff urinating all over the estate property and what appeared to be the 4x4 as well, just in the middle of everything, having a piss, with families walking around, young kids enjoying the day, and they had to see something like that. Not only was that an issue for me personally, because of that issue with the children coming around, as well as being totally vile and disgusting, was the fact that the people he was with were finding it highly hilarious. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, we've all done stupid things in our lives, but doing it in a public car park where you've got families walking around was bang out of order. Not only that, it's one of the places later on in the evening where camper vans, motorhomes, and anything else choose to park up for their overnight stays. And you can imagine the story now, couldn't you? If no one saw this idiot doing what he was doing, you would wake up in the morning, drive off, and someone could be walking past and smell the stench there, and the camper van or motorhome owner would get the blame. And that could potentially mean another park up being taken off of us because of someone else. So I make no apologies for catching this person at all, and the complete immature people he was hanging around with who found it funny. Because of that, I decided to move. And don't get me wrong, part of me now feels like a bit of a hypocrite because of the video I did a couple of weeks ago with everything's drama on the internet. But it's legitimate because of the issue that I said. There are children around. There's a potential that a park up could be taken off of us if someone thought it was a camper van or a motorhome owner. So I make no apologies for this video. What makes it even worse as well is it was a private event, which I have now been told, where the estate rented part of their property to a third party. Now, if that was me, I would have a representative from the estate there to make sure that things were behaving themselves and things were running smoothly. I got told this morning that apparently there should have been security and staff at the entrance. That wasn't the case at all. So even after that, the amount of young people coming through shouting and swearing and drinking bottles of what appeared to be wine and champagne whilst there's people walking through the car park. I have no idea what they were thinking, to be perfectly honest. Going back to my park up the previous night, now I didn't put this in my last video as I didn't want, again, drama or confrontation. But the person parked in front of me in a clapped out old Transit woke up in the morning and I saw him empty a massive piss bottle across from where he was parked onto the grass where there was another camper van. And again, I became speechless. What made it then even worse, 10 minutes later, he came out again with one of those hospital type things that you piss in when you can't get out of bed and emptied that over the side. Again, I didn't want a confrontation. And this bit I find amazing. He then went for a walk down by the lake and came back holding toilet paper. So it was quite obvious he'd been in there into the bushes and taken a shit and then come back and got in his van. At that point, I was going to explode, but I thought, no, I jumped in my van and drove off and just kept that thing to myself. But now I mention it purely because of what I witnessed on my park up on Saturday night. So I literally, at that park up, packed up the van and drove off. Now, it's on social media. I've done it for a reason, and that is because of the points I said earlier on. I don't want people going to that place because of people like that and getting the blame for peeing outside of your camper van or your motorhome or anything like that. And currently, I'm actually quite shocked about this. It's now 2:00 in the afternoon on Monday, as in today, because this is when the video is going out. And the video's already hit 140,000 views, which is phenomenal, to be honest. And the response I'm getting on there is exactly what I wanted. That it's disgusting and things like that shouldn't be happening. So, like I said, it's something completely different in this video, but I felt that I had to make it fully aware out there of what I saw, why I moved on from this park up, and the fact that things like this need to stop. So people like myself, people in motorhomes or anything else don't unnecessarily get the blame. So we have another park up taken off of us. But the biggest thing for me are grown men peeing in public in a public car park while there's children walking around. It's absolutely disgusting. Children, families, and anyone else visiting do not want to see something like that. So let's say, for instance, if you are the people who I filmed doing that and you are seeing this, grow up. You're pathetic. And stop doing things like that while there's children around. So anyway, that's my rant over, because normally, as you know, my channel is as real as it can be. It's designed to show you where I go and all the highlights. Part of me feels a hypocrite for doing this. I have asked a couple of my close friends, am I being a bit hypocritical? And it's a bit 50-50. They can understand why I'm doing it and to highlight the issue. So just remember, when you're out there and you see something like this, just take evidence. It's as simple as that. I'm sick and tired of motorhome and camper van owners getting the blame for everything in lay-bys, park-ups and everything like that. And like I just said, my channel is designed to be positive and show people my adventures and where I go. But a small part of me now thinks the negatives need to be highlighted as well. Because when I go to a park-up, sometimes I do get the occasional comment of, everywhere you go is perfect, blah, blah, blah. It really isn't. I'm just trying to keep my channel as positive as I can and show people the pluses of where I go so they go there as well. But when it's something like this, which I feel very, very strongly about, I just have to raise it. And it's as simple as that. I've said it before, I will make no apologies for it. So that's why I moved on Saturday night, for everyone that saw that I upsticked on my Facebook page. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next one, and forgive me for ranting, but this is something that I feel very, very strongly about. So until the next one, guys, Thanks very much.